Hey everyone, welcome back to the Might and Magic 6 completionist run. I've got a few things to do in this episode. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna town portal to Blackshire, because I believe the Guild of Dark should be open, if I can remember how to find it. It's not a large town, so shouldn't be difficult. There's the Adept Guild of Light. This is the Adept Guild of Dark. I'm gonna save, this is the save from last episode. I'll save over this one. I'm gonna save over... Just making sure I haven't... Okay, good. I'm gonna save outside. I'm gonna go inside.
Dark, the magic of evil.
It's one spell in particular that I'm looking for. That is Day of Protection. And even with 13 points in Merchant, I'm not getting the best price. So I do want Day of Protection, and I will even buy Dragon Breath. It's probably the highest damage you can get in a single spell, but not very mana efficient. It's really something you would only do if you really need to burn down one target very, very quickly. It's not good for sustained damage, but I do like it because it's good to have in the very, very, very late game when you do have enough mana to make it worthwhile. I'm gonna teach both of these spells to Zoltan, and I will buy the rest of the rest of the spells eventually. For now, I'm just hoping that, maybe I'll find a lot of them just on the bodies of monsters, when I'm looting Dragon Sand, and, Paradise Valley after it resets, Hermit's Isle, and that would save me a bit of money, finding them rather than buying them. And, what I'm gonna do now is beacon back to the beacon I set in Paradise Valley. And one thing you'll know is that the beacon, when you set it, so if I cast Lloyd's Beacon, it preserves the scene as it looked like at the moment that you cast the beacon. That includes any monsters that might be on the screen or not. Usually that doesn't really matter. The only instance where it would matter is if you're casting Lloyd's Beacon to go back to an area where it's reset, and the beacon looks clear and you mistakenly think there's nothing to fight, but you end up in a place filled with monsters. This is why I always recommend that when you're setting your beacons, do it in a place that is far away from monsters in the map's fresh spawn position. So, like, you come into a map, you see where the monsters are, and you set your beacon based on that. Because if you kill all of the monsters and then set a beacon in some random spot, and then if you go back to it, once the area is reset, especially in Dragon Sand, you might wind up in just a crowd of dragons unexpectedly, and that would be a pretty harsh surprise if that happened to you. Okay, that's enough about that. I don't need that save anymore. I'm gonna save over it. And of course, the reason I flew back here is because we are gonna save Scum another couple of artifacts. We have 9 right now, and there are 4 more to get from random loot. And even though I'm not trying too hard to, get specific ones, I do have a general list of which ones would be useful to me. And we're coming with only 4 left to go, towards the point where I'm kind of gonna be aiming for specific ones. So this might take longer than usual, but if we find something new, I'll show it to you, even if I don't end up keeping it. All right? So I'll see you once there's something interesting. All right? See you in a bit. Well, almost immediately I found something that I am definitely gonna keep.
Very nice.
The Relic Longsword Hades. What does it do? Well, it gives plus 20 luck. Thievery, I'm actually not entirely sure what that does. I'll have to look that up. In fact, I think I have... Yeah, I already have another item that gives thievery, so I'm gonna have to look that up between episodes. And also, it adds 20 poison damage, and it gives negative HP regeneration. Now, this is where we can actually test something out. So let's give this to Alexis. She doesn't have Master Sword, so she can't dual wield yet, but she will be able to soon. So let's give her that, and let's see. Okay, so I had a feeling that might be the case, because I don't think she has anything that regenerates hit points. And yet this item isn't doing the negative HP regeneration, which is a bit of a shame. I wish it worked properly, because, you know, we could counteract that with a, you know, an item like this and feel clever about ourselves. But when the negative effect just doesn't work, you know, it's it feels a little bit hollow. You know, it would have felt more satisfying if we had legitimately beaten it. What I will do, though, is, you know, when the time comes for her to dual wield and
Very nice.
hold on to Hades, I will give her this item as well, just, you know, for the symbolic value. For now, I'll keep it in her inventory, and we don't need this broadsword anymore. Get out of here. Okay, that is a fantastic start to the episode. Let's save again. And there is one more artifact / relic that we do want, or we want to get one more. That, by the way, was one of the specific ones I'm aiming for. The rest I can be a bit more flexible with, so I'll be back once I have something to show you. Alright, see you in a bit. Taking things off pause to show you something that we unfortunately won't be keeping.
Ho!
The artifact plate armor, Pelennor, which is pretty good. You know, HP regeneration, endurance, hit recovery. Not great, you know, compared to this, which gives, well, first of all, it's more armor, and plus 50 hit points, and spell points, and luck, and minus 50 intellect. That is irrelevant to the 2 classes that could possibly wear this. So the only classes that could wear plate are the Paladin and Knight classes and their subsequent promotions. So the minus 50 intellect it doesn't do anything to either of those. That said, the spell points are only relevant to this class. But anyway, all of that is to say, cool that we saw this, not gonna be keeping it. So, back to the grind. I'll see you once I've got something to show you, alright? See you in a bit. Alright, this could be good.
I don't know.
We found the Relic Ring. I've actually forgotten what this is.
Ho!
This is Aphrodite. Do I want this? Plus 100 personality, minus 40 luck. I don't actually think I do. So for the 3 remaining, actually, let me check. do I want this? Is this acceptable? Is this worth keeping? Sorry, I'm really mulling over this because I do want our last few ones to be useful. So I want... It's a tough call. But I think I'm gonna say... So it gave us personality and it took away luck. Where even is it? Okay. It would only be useful to you or you. Luck is something that we can it's something that we can deal with not having. Okay. I think I am gonna keep Aphrodite. It's a nice little kind of counterpart to this. Like, okay, yeah, okay, I'll keep it. We've got both of the Relic Rings, and it's a nice bit of symmetry, probably isn't the right word, but I do like the fact that we've got both of the Relic Rings, and there's no reason not to just immediately equip that onto you, and you get a bunch of spell points for that as well. That's good. I am content with how that turned out, and now we have a ton of things to sell. So, by the way, let me show you some of the interesting items that I found before I start taking care of this. Starting with this, the Crown of Freedom. It makes you resistant to paralysis. Now, items like this aren't really too relevant for this playthrough because we have a full party and eventually 2 different people will be able to cure paralysis, so we will have an easy way to deal with it. But items like this are crucial if you're doing playthroughs where you're playing a solo character and where you're doing a hardcore run, and where, you know, if you die, you end the run, and there's no loading your saved game. So, for that, you want to be very wary of status effects that will instantly incapacitate you, like, you know, being turned to stone, for instance. And to the point where there are certain areas in the game where if you're doing a solo hardcore run, you simply won't be able to enter unless you have an item that makes you resistant to that negative stat debuff. Not a debuff, but that incapacitating stat effect. Okay, the other interesting thing I found was the Stellar Bow of the Sky. Kind of cool, but we can get much better enchantments on bows. Specifically, I'm looking for things that just add damage. And there are... Well, there's one in particular. I already showed you on a different item what the enchantment of the dragon does. You can get that on bows as well, at least as far as I know. And if not that, you can also get something that is less damaging but still more useful than just this. This would be more useful on like a ring or something like that. What else did I find? Oh yeah, I also found these 2 items. By the way, all of this was gotten through multi-looting that one dragon. In fact, I think even this relic was a result of multi-looting, so we got really, really lucky. But yeah, I was talking about these 2 items. Now, they will contribute might bonuses, and I'm saving these because there will be a strength challenge that we're gonna have to beat when we go into the eel-infested waters, where we're gonna have to have at least 200 might to solve a particular thing. I also found this, Ultimate Gauntlets of the Gods, 10 to all 7 stats, which is miles better than this, which only raises 2 stats and only raises them by 5. So I'll give you this. And I'll give this to whoever... You were gonna be getting a might penalty later on, so I'll start offsetting that by giving you this. And yeah, you can just sell that. And the rest we're just holding on to. Okay. That's enough artifact scumming. Now let's go back to Freehaven. Still too late to do anything interesting, but what I will do now, before I do the actual quest, is I'm gonna see if I can find the NPCs that I said I would hire at the end of last episode. Specifically, I'm looking for 2. I'm looking for an instructor and a teacher. So I'm gonna walk around for a while and think maybe torchlight would help. Oh yeah, that has a good radius. Gatemaster, nice, but not needed. Psychic, chimney sweep, tracker, pirate. What a diverse population this town has, but none of them are what I am looking for. Not an explorer either. Pathfinder, no. Looking for 2 specific two specific follower types. Guide, no. Instructor, yes, okay. Let's save just in case something happens.
Hi.
So that's Renee. We can ask her to join us. What she will do is she will increase our overall experience, and she charges 700 gold is irrelevant. 7% of everything we find. That's the steeper price, because she's going to be making a lot of money from us. And specifically, she gives a 15% bonus to all experience and takes 7%. So we're just going to hire her. And next, I want to hire another NPC type called a teacher, which is similar to the instructor, but with a smaller experience bonus, but also a smaller percentage cost for the gold. And I think adding the 2 together, their bonuses plus their cost, comes to a reasonable benefit for a reasonable price. One thing I'll show you, since I think we've looked at most of these guys and didn't find anything. We'll save here. Now if I load my save, first of all, note this guy was Greg the clerk, and if I load my save now, he is now Lonnie the farmer. So every time you do an area transition, or if you load your game, the NPCs will be given different names and professions based on, I assume randomness, or there might be something seeding it that you can exploit if you knew how it worked, but to me this is essentially random. So I'm gonna walk around looking for the NPC type that's called a teacher, and if it's not one of the next 3, I'm gonna do it off screen. Okay. Yeah, I am gonna off-screen this until I find a teacher, so I'll see you once I've done that, right? See you in a bit. Alright, we have Kathleen the teacher. I was hoping to find a male teacher because, you know, our party is evenly split between men and women. We've already hired a woman to be our, what were you again? Our instructor. And I was hoping to kind of maintain the gender parity, but I've also been doing this for a long time, just wandering around, loading my saved game. This is the first teacher I've found after quite a few minutes. So if you're not... if none of the men within viewing distance are teachers, then I'm sorry, but the job is gonna go to Kathleen.
Greetings.
And you know what, Kathleen, you're hired. So she takes 3%. She gives a 10% bonus. So combined, Kathleen and Renee will give us a 25% bonus, and they will take 10% of the gold. And 10% was about as high as I'm willing to go. You could, you know, get a 30% bonus for 14% of your gold, but I think that, you know, for only an extra 5%, that's too steep of a price to pay. But with that done, well, let's chat with them, you know, let's maintain a healthy working relationship by talking often with our colleagues. What does she have to say? She says, it's important to fight creatures challenging. That's actually a very good point. If you're not going to get very far by grinding goblins over and over again. She also has something to say about Ethric's tomb, which, interestingly enough, is the place we're going to be going to. Alright. So Renee's got some interesting stuff to say. Yeah. We're going to be checking out that tomb and seeing whether what she says about it is correct, that he rose from the dead. What do you have to say? Experts and masters. Yeah, also, again, solid advice, as you would expect from a professional teacher, that it does pay a lot to become expert or master when you get the chance. She also has something to say about a mercenary stronghold near Crescent Lake. I believe she's... not sure which lake she's talking about actually, but I assume this is the place she's talking about, like the Dragoon's Keep? Maybe? Actually, it's not entirely clear what mercenary stronghold she's talking about. Oh, looks like we are all weak because we've been awake too long. Let's go to the temple.
Closed.
No! Alright, let's cast Cure Weakness. And, well... let's cast it once more.
Greetings and
And
salutations.
let's talk to the guy here, Mr. Gabriel Cartman. Wait, what's this dialogue option? Lloyd speak in items. Ah, see... this is really interesting because many videos ago I was carrying around a scroll of Lloyd's Beacon, and I was hanging onto it earlier because it was a high-level spell and a useful spell, but I sold it because I was like, I'm not sure how this is gonna work, because the way you use Lloyd's Beacon is you cast it to set a beacon, and then you cast it again to recall that beacon, and presumably the scroll would have been used up by casting it, so he's explaining how that works. So the way it would work is it's tied to the person who uses it. So Roderick could use it, and it would, I guess, set up a new category of beacons just for him. Interesting thing would be, what if Zoltan used a scroll? Would it overwrite one of ours? Like, would we have to pick and choose between those, or would it still have its own Separate page. That's maybe something interesting to try. I shouldn't have been too eager to part with that. You know what? The next scroll of Lloyd's Beacon that we find, I will do some experimenting with that. But for now, we just want this person's quest. He is asking us to go to the tomb of Ethric the Mad and to come back with his remains. The remains of the first Lich. That sounds like fun. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's just cure some more weakness before we fly on over. I believe this is the place. Unfortunately, you can't place map markers. You just have to remember where it is you're going. Still going in the right direction. Alright. Alright. Just touch down here, take a look at these ingredients. Nothing too interesting. And I know I have a bunch of stuff to sell, but it is also late. And I don't think there should be too many... you know what? Let's go back to New Sarpagal. Let's rest and let's sell these items. And let's go back.
I think it's closed.
Okay. Okay. One thing I want to check is if we wait till 5 p.m. and if we rest, does it take up the entire day?
Enjoy your stay.
Yes, it does take up the entire day, so we're not going to do that. We are just going to wait a few hours for the shops to open. And I will do this off screen because there's a lot of selling to do. So I'll be back once all of this is taken care of. And we are back in front of the tomb of Ethric the Mad, ready to continue, alright? So I'll see you in a bit. Taking things off pause because the selling is almost done. And also, I don't think I showed this item because the inventories got so cramped that I think it wound up in Zoltan's inventory. This is an interesting item enchantment. Drain hit points from target and increased weapon speed. I mean, it's a good one. Arguably better than the small damage bonus, but speed won't be too much of an issue, especially after we start raising our skill in bow to improve recovery rate. And the draining hit points is not really gonna be too helpful.
Looking for a weapon?
So interesting thing to have found, but we're gonna be selling it.
Again?
And before we rush back to
Can we assist you? Luck be with
Ethric's tomb. By the way, I did a bunch more alchemy as well. More than halfway towards my goal of 38. What was that? 38. 38 potions of rejuvenation for the mysterious objective that I haven't revealed yet. But yes, that is gonna happen eventually. What we're gonna do is, before I've gotta wait for him to recover. Before I do anything, I'm gonna just beacon on over to Paradise Valley, make sure things have not reset. Just gonna quickly go, yep, everything's still fine and dandy. I believe we have another 10 days. And there's really no need to keep checking, but I am just incredibly paranoid about something happening. What does this fountain do? Restores hit points. Good to know. Good to know. Alright, now let's go back to the tomb. We'll be there momentarily. Right here. Okay, before we get in, I'm just gonna preemptively cast some spells. And let's go in.
I've got a bad feeling about this place.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely an intimidating place to be in, but I think we'll fine. I think we'll be fine. We have some skull piles. We can get some scrolls from them. Scrolls of what exactly?
Aha!
Shield and Ice Bolt. Wow. I guess I'll hold on to them and sell them. Let's go to the left. Getting onto these wooden platforms will activate them as elevators. And let you access these 3 doors. Now, is there going to be anyone in the hallway? No. Let's go down here first and see what awaits us. Skeletons. Skeletons, which we are not too bothered about. Now, here's an interesting thing. I believe if you loot these, you might lose reputation. Well, no, you become... Wait, look, the wrong save. Fumes make you feel sick. And... so I'm... actually gonna leave these guys alone. I may come back to loot them. I know there are some instances in the game where you might lose reputation for doing stuff like that, so we're already at almost 900,000 gold, and I don't think the couple of thousand that we would get from looting these is necessarily worth that risk. We'll stick to looting the skeletons and picking up the things on the ground.
Oh, got another.
I'm not even going into turn-based mode because why bother? Yeah, see. We get a switch. I think this is one of those where
Aha!
you just wanna push the switch no matter what. Yeah, I guess we'll just pick up all these scrolls, why not? Okay. And as you can see on the mini-map, there's a constantly firing system of traps in whatever this area is. Before we go into the central area, we're just gonna go to the right and do a similar thing. Gonna keep on saving just in case we run into liches. Alright. As you can see, our followers are now taking a portion of the gold that we find, which is okay. They are gonna, by the end of this game, have amassed a considerable fortune thanks to us.
Oops.
As you can see, Alexis says oops, but I'm not sure if the damage that we're supposed to be taking
Oops.
from that carnage effect triggering close to us is actually registering. It's supposed to, and I think it does work properly in Might and Magic 8 and probably 7, but
Aha!
it may be the case that in here, in this game, it just doesn't work properly, which, yeah, which, you know, it's sad. Like, I wish it did work properly, because I do think it's a pretty powerful weapon, and I wish we were paying an actual price for the power that it's giving us. But oh well. I'm not gonna cry too much about one of the negative effects being broken. But what's inside this room? Something pretty ominous over there. Bodies just hanging from the ceiling. More skull piles. Now let's see, is there a place where we're safe? We should be safe in the middle, right? Nope. Maybe over here? Okay, yeah, we are safe in exactly this spot. Might as well get these. Okay, okay. Let's. Oh wow. Okay, where are we safe? Okay, let's identify these.
Aha!
Prismatic. That's actually kind of nice. Raise dead again. Wizard eye. Hilarious. All right, now. Where should we go from in this place? A number of different options. I like to go in a counterclockwise fashion. And okay, already these traps are getting really old. Okay, oh, are you serious right now? It's coming inside this door? Are you serious? Alright. I'm gonna cast Shared Life. You can see why that spell is so important. Rather than healing Serena a bunch of times individually and being really slow, I can just redistribute everyone's health like a true socialist. Okay. What's inside this room? Probably skeletons. Oh, no. We actually need to be a bit careful because these guys could give us some nasty stat effects. Again, I'm not touching the burial niches, however you pronounce that. Whoa, that was a good dodge. Let's go. Okay. Is this trap also coming through the door? No, that one's missing the door, so we're kind of safe over here. I'm gonna cast Shared Life again. Just because it gives everyone a little bit extra. And you know what? Cast 1 Cure Wounds on you. And what's inside this room? Nothing. Just a bunch of this stuff. What's in this room? Bunch of ghosts. We'll go into turn-based for that because they are a little bit more frightening.
Very nice.
I'm just gonna sell that. Like 5 intellect, 5 personality is not gonna do a whole lot for us. Alright. Now let's try and see, maybe there might be something inside this cage? What hit us? Was that a trap from the cage, or was that the fireball trap? Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything inside the cage. That's fine. Let's just continue this way. Ooh boy, there's a... Anything inside this room? Doesn't look like it. More skeletons.
Oops. Oops.
And unfortunately,
Got it.
Alexis is gonna be apologizing unnecessarily for the rest of the game. That's okay, you know. We'll just say that she's Canadian. That's gonna be our cover story for that. She's gonna be doing that because of the carnage effect. So if it worked properly, everyone would be taking a bit of damage, and then that would be something that merits an apology. But as it stands, it's not even doing anything. So she's just, whoa boy, Crater Lich. This is what I was worried about. Okay, our spells are wearing off. And heroism, no doubt, is also gonna run out. Yep. Alright, we're gonna rush in. Whoa, buddy. You were ready for us. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Maybe if we... Whoa! Whoa, what are you doing? Okay, let's...
Right, we got him.
That was rough. But then again, he was a greater lich, so... Can't expect that to be easy. Alright. Our followers are, making a nice little windfall. I'm gonna cast Shared Life again. Cure some more wounds, increase the pool of health. Okay. Oh boy. Now this lich over here. Oh my god, what is this? Okay, okay. We're actually gonna have to use some kind of tactics. Okay. This is... projectile... Yeah, his projectile is getting blocked by the coffin. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
What did you do? What did you do? I think all he did was ruin our active party spells, yes. That is one annoying thing that enemies can sometimes do. And there's one dungeon in particular where that's going to be a very, very annoying gimmick. But as long as... Oh, and he also, because he was targeting Roderick, it dispelled all the effects on him as well. So what that will do is, it will target a specific character, dispelling all the magical effects you have on them. And if there are any spells that you've cast on the party as a whole, they will just instantly be gone. And I don't like that part. I think it should be restricted to just the one character, but you know what? That's okay. I'm not gonna be... Yeah, see, again, Wizard Eye is gone because of this nonsense. Even though it was only targeting Serena. Alright. Oh, and there is Ethric. And he's gone. We've got his skull. Who has his skull? You have his skull. Alas, poor Ethric. I'm just gonna save my game. Because gonna have to cut a little bit of that out of the video. But anyway, let's just save the game. Having killed Ethric. You can... What happened? What's hitting us? Can we do a bit of cheese action? That's just a normal lich. Okay, so if we... Okay. That sound effect that they make, that kind of glass shattering sound is... That's pretty hardcore. I like it. Okay, no. Power Lich. Okay, that is serious business right there. And if we can help it, we will kill these guys without engaging them in a fair fight. Okay. As you can see, our experience is shooting up quite nicely. Let's loot these guys. Got some sarcophaguses. I'm not sure what the technical plural term is. I'm just gonna make sure that we're not incurring a reputation bonus.
Ho!
Nice to have. I guess I'll give it to Alexis, but
Aha!
could have been better.
Aha!
These I can enchant, maybe give them
Ho!
some sort of useful enchantment. I'll do that at the end of the episode. Interesting, but I'd rather sell that. Let's just look at the others as well.
Ho!
That's really good. I'm giving that to you. These we can just sell. Giving this stuff to you because it'll help with the strength challenge once we get to the eel-infested waters. Once I've beaten that, then we can give this to whoever needs it most. This looks nice. Whoa. Sapphire. I think this is the first gem we found in the entire game, which is some very interesting luck. Usually, you find a lot of them in Snurgle's caverns, but we got really unlucky. The only thing you can really do with them is sell them, and as you can see, followers will take a big
Very
chunk
nice.
of
Aha!
the big piles of gold. Well, I mean, not a bigger chunk than they would usually take, but the bigger the pile of the gold, the bigger the amount they will take, you know, based on the percentage that they're entitled to as per your agreement. Gonna cast Shared Life again, and I think this is the last room, and might be a manageable fight, because hopefully the difficult fight was,
That was too easy.
you know, the power liches that were with Ethric. Alright, so it seems that sarcophagi are safe to loot. And this
Very nice.
is gonna sell for a bunch as well. Okay. Whoa, buddy. Okay, this is gonna be one of those rooms. Yep. This room is, oh boy. Okay. Okay. How are we gonna do this? I've gone into turn-based mode, as you can see. Hopefully we can tear this guy down quickly. I said hopefully we can tear this guy down quickly. Okay. Whew. Gonna cast Shared Life again, actually. Let's now... Whoa! Oh no. Come on. No, that's not how you fight. Okay, let's back away a little bit. Okay, that's better. Better. We should be able to take this normal lich down. Had we not missed all our hits, we should have taken that normal lich down easily. But he didn't do that much damage either. As you can see, the one big advantage to the carnage effect is that it can hit enemies around corners.
Oops.
And Alexis is gonna be constantly apologizing to the enemies we're trying to kill. But that's okay. Let me just save the game. You are down. We are getting piles of experience, even though these aren't super high level enemies. They are pretty high level. Are you kidding me? Come on. I'm gonna have to do this again. Let me just cure some wounds, I guess, while we're at it. Let's cast heroism again. And let's try this again. Okay. Okay. Look, that's another lich down. As you can see, even though we are a strong party that recently killed dozens of titans, hydras, and dragons, when we're indoors, it's a totally different situation. Okay, I think their projectiles are not gonna hit us, so that's good enough for me. I'm just gonna... Oh boy. Now, they should be running away, so... Okay, now... we are done with this area. Finally. Okay. I think this was the hardest room, so it's fitting that the climactic battle came at the end. What is our reward?
Ah.
Protection from fire. You already know that.
Okay.
I guess you can learn that.
Aha.
Some more things to sell. Why not?
Ho.
Pretty good, but I think we already have something better. I'll confirm that.
Aha.
But even if this... Oh yeah, this is better. But even if it wasn't, pretty soon we will be replacing that with Excalibur. Alright. I'm not even gonna bother in identifying that basic longsword. What sort of... I guess I'll enchant that.
Ho.
Not too
Aha.
interesting, I guess.
Aha.
Sure, why not? Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to Freehaven. It is... almost the entire day has gone by, which is... Yep, and now it's too late to even sell our things, but what we can do is, turn in our quest.
Hello.
If he can learn how the ritual of the endless night works, perhaps he can find a way to reverse the process. Well, that sounds like something good, I guess, so best of luck. He also gave us a decent amount of gold, 7,500. Would be a lot, you know, at almost every stage of the game. It's just that I've hoarded enough gold that it doesn't seem like much to us. Are any of these shops open?
I think it's
Nope.
closed.
No. So what I'm gonna do is, before I end this video, I am gonna sell, because I know that if I don't, I'll forget at the start of the next video, and I'll be really annoyed when I find out that I'm out of space the moment I try to do something. What I'm gonna do is, let's rest
Hello, come on in.
for one night,
Enjoy your stay.
and because I'm paranoid, let's go to Paradise Valley, confirm that it hasn't reset, and the Hydras aren't there, but for extra peace of mind, we can go, because, I don't know, like, maybe these Hydras could have been glitched, and the rest could have respawned, but it's highly unlikely that the area has reset, and none of the enemies in this entire area that were supposed to be here would have come back, so I'm reasonably satisfied that things are still okay. Now, off screen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
I don't know.
sell all of this stuff, and you know what? I was gonna put an enchantment on this. Okay, I'm gonna sell all of this stuff, and because you're the only person who doesn't have ultimate gauntlets, I'll put some sort of interesting enchantment on these gloves, and I'll give them to Serena. Alright, so I'll see you once all of that is done. Right? See you in a bit. Alright, all the selling is done. We have nearly 950,000 gold. Whole lot. One thing that I don't think I've shown though, and I guess I should show it right now.
Don't touch the merchandise.
I'm just gonna buy this thing from him for 200. I'm gonna sell it back to him and look at our gold. We got the same 200 back.
Back soon.
So the what we're paying our followers is only on gold that we find either from piles of gold on the ground or in chests, or from looting the bodies of enemies. And I think maybe other instances of, you know, the random amounts of gold, like maybe the ones you found from the niches and stuff like that. Maybe those would be affected as well, but what you get from selling items isn't affected, and that's important to me because that's our main source of income. I mean, it does hurt to lose a significant chunk of what we would get from, you know, titans, etc. But, you know, at least our main source of income is still intact. Right, I'm just gonna give... Oh, yeah, the enchantment I put on these, by the way, was the Rogue's enchantment. A bit of speed, a bit of accuracy. Not too bad. And, sure, I'll even
touch
sell
the
these.
merchandise. Come back soon.
Okay, so made some good progress. I'm sure we are ready to gain a bunch of levels once the time comes for us to level up. But not ready to do that just yet. I'm gonna wait for Paradise Valley to reset, clear it again, and then do my leveling up then. And we'll see how far we can get after that. But yeah, I think that's all for this video. Time to bring it to a close. What we're gonna do in the next part, I think, is... So we did a quest, and now I think it's time to clear an exterior zone. I think we will clear the Silver Cove exterior in the next video. And also in the next video, we should be getting our final 2 artifacts / relics. Although really, the last 2 I want are exclusively relics, so I can tell you right now that we will be getting our last 2 relics in the next video. And pretty excited about that. I mean, the relics are gonna be good to have, but also, after we get those, a bunch of things that I have been holding off, like going into Dragon Sand, like getting Mordred, the artifact dagger, and you know, progressing on the obelisk quest, you know, getting the sword from the eel-infested waters. A lot of things that have been closed off to us will suddenly become open, and we will become even more free in terms of where we want to go and when we want to do it. And that will put us well and truly into the end game, at least as far as map exploration goes. There's still a bunch of main story stuff to do before we're truly in the end game, but this is gonna put us solidly on the right path. So anyway, that's what the next video is gonna have for us. I hope you'll join me for that one. Hope you enjoyed this one. But until next time, take care.